Guys, boy Benny. We have one superpower on this program. We're alive, we pay attention, and that allows us to see patterns. Pattern recognition is something that we do. And it's something that we've noticed that the federal government gets very, very clammy when you ask for information about January 6th. That don't make no sense, because they say that January 6th was Pearl Harbor or 9/11. And so you'd assume that the federal government would wantonly be giving us all of the footage, right, to show us how horrible these events were. But instead, they are clawing with cold, bitter hands all the footage unto themselves. They don't want it released. They don't want you to see what actually happened. The reason why is because, of course, the entire January 6th Fedsurrection is a lie, predicated entirely on a lie. And when you actually review the body cam footage of the cops that were there, you realize that it was entrapment is what was happening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is some of the body cam footage that has been released. I think there's probably hundreds or if not thousands of hours that we still haven't seen. We'll wait for Pam Bondi and Cash Patel to get put in the chair to see it all. But ladies and gentlemen, this is damning enough. Here's from a undercover cop on January 6th. Watch what happens.
Drain the swamp. Drain the swamp. Drain the swamp.
He's chanting, okay? He's undercover, so he's chanting. No doubt he's wearing MAGA gear, so he's totally in disguise. And then watch what he does.
Go, go. Let's go. Go.
Let's go.
Help him up. Help him up.
Go. Help him up. Help him up. This is him helping the MAGA supporters into the Capitol, knowing that if you got them into the Capitol, you could lock them away for life. You know, the case where this footage was revealed got thrown out of court because they said this is entrapment. Federal officers cannot assist in crimes. They can't force someone to do a crime, much less like shove someone into the crime. And that's what was going on here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with the release of the new Inspector General report, it finds that feds were, in fact, involved in inciting the January 6th attack. Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. This fake news destroyed. Here we go. Justice Department reveals that 26 FBI informants attended January 6 protests, and many of them went into the Capitol. Justice Department Inspector General Horowitz on Thursday revealed that more than 24 confidential human sources were outside of the Capitol building during the January 6 protests, and many were inside of the Capitol building that would be committing crimes and encouraging others to commit crimes. The Inspector General report, more than 24 confidential sources at January 6 events, many of them entering the Capitol building. Oh my, ladies and gentlemen. 13 entered the restricted area around the Capitol. 4 entered the actual Capitol building. This is what they are locking away J6ers for the rest of their lives. Jesse Waters covering this, saying that they are rats in MAGA hats. Dozens of these spies participated in so-called insurrection. Why didn't the FBI director tell Congress about this when he was testifying under oath? The Democrats tried to gaslight us. This whole thing was a conspiracy theory, but now proves we were right all along.
Fox News alert, the Justice Department just released the bombshell report that we've been waiting for. What actually happened on January 6th? The FBI had 26 confidential human sources there that day. 26. A confidential human source is a guy the FBI pays to spy for them. Of the 26 confidential human sources who were in D.C. on Jan 6th, 4 entered the Capitol during the riot. An additional 13 entered the restricted area around the Capitol. So more than a dozen FBI spies participated in the so-called insurrection. A bunch of them broke into the Capitol. Their own Inspector General says this is what happened. But that's not what they told you when they testified under oath.
Those who were there in an undercover capacity on January 6th, how many were there?
Again, I'm not sure that I can give you that number as I sit here. I'm not sure there were undercover agents on scene.
I thought I heard you say you didn't know whether there were FBI agents or informants or human sources in the Capitol or in the vicinity on January 6th. Did I misunderstand you? I thought that's what you said.
Well, I referred very specifically to undercover agents.
Yeah. And so are you acknowledging then there were undercover agents?
as I sit here right now, I do not believe there were undercover agents on scene.
The director was hiding something, so Congress asked the question a different way. Listen.
Did you have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters inside the Capitol on January the 6th prior to the doors being open?
Again, I had to be very careful.
It should be a no. Can you not tell the American people no? We did not have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters positioned inside the Capitol.
Gentleman's time has expired.
You should not read anything into my decision not to share information.
Director Ray,
confidential.
gentleman's time.
Look at this. Isn't that
Ray's
amazing?
right. The FBI didn't have undercover agents at January 6th. They had confidential human sources. So what's the difference? Well, a confidential human source doesn't get health insurance or a pension. They're just freelancing for the feds. Rats in MAGA hats.
Rats in MAGA hats. Look at how they're hiding the truth here in these headlines. FBI had no undercover agents. No undercover agents. By the way, do you actually believe this? First off, I want to make this very clear. I don't believe anything coming out of this Justice Department. They've lied to me too many times. I don't know where to even begin, but let's just start off the top of my head. The Hunter Biden laptop, every single J6 prosecution, which now should all be called into question because clearly these people were entrapped and they should get massive compensation. It should be the largest settlement in American history, the class action lawsuit by J6ers against the federal government that set them up. And it's clear that they did. But they're playing semantic games here. These are the same people that ordered a deadly raid on Mar-a-Lago. The reason I say deadly is because the feds have a kill order raiding Trump's house. Tells you what they think about Donald Trump and what they wanted to happen. So no, I don't trust these people. No, I don't trust the people who locked up grannies who were praying at abortion clinics. FBI did not have undercover agents. They're playing semantic games here, ladies and gentlemen. No FBI undercover agents, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the truth. For years, I was called a conspiracy theory, asking whether Garland, Ray, and Horowitz government assets participated in J6. Yesterday, I was vindicated. The DOJ IG report confirms that there were FBI Capitol human sources, confidential human sources, entering the Capitol and breaking the law. How many FBI confidential human sources got charged? This is a Brady violation. Christopher Wray and the FBI withheld information about these 26 assets from every J6 defendant. Every J6 conviction must be overturned immediately. Yeah, exactly. It would be extremely funny if Trump pardoned all the ordinary J6ers and prosecuted the J6 feds. Yeah, that's right. What happened to the pipe bomber? Anybody? Turns out the FBI lied about January 6th. Oh my. Kash Patel, who is incoming at the FBI, you want to know why they are doing demon screams about Kash Patel on his way into the FBI. The reason why they're doing it is because Kash Patel says the first thing that must happen is we must show exactly who was operating with the feds and how on January 6th. Something the report doesn't go into, which is what the confidential human sources did for the feds. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Kash Patel explaining what's about to happen when he gets the chair at the FBI. This is why they're scared.
What you need to show is whether or not the FBI and government agents were using undercover operatives and informants on the day of January 6th, because if you can show that, you know they've been out. Hang on. But the paperwork shows having run informants, that's a 6-month buildup. Minimum.
Right.
Minimum. It's not like they just dropped them into the Proud Boys and said, hey, go, don't disrupt, please. So once you prove that, then you defeat the insurrection narrative with the FBI's own documentation. Forget what the videotape shows.
Just for people who you can't see what's going on in the room, the reason why Kash just said hang on or whatever is because I started smirking and rolling my eyes. And what I meant to convey with that is, come on, we know they were involved.
No, look, I totally
let me clarify,
agree.
though.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I know definitively. What I'm saying is a reasonable suspicion is that there were agents. There's a video showing a guy with an earpiece pulling people into the building. All right. Mm-hmm. You combine that with the evidence of Ray Epps, and it looks like you have a preponderance of evidence suggesting there may have been federal law enforcement involved in making that thing happen.
I'll get you beyond a reasonable doubt.
All
Two
right.
pieces of information. Ray Epps was on FBI's most wanted list one day, and the next day he was off of the FBI's most wanted list. There are only two ways that happens. You die, or your informant. Put that aside. Under congressional testimony, Jill Sanborn, who I used to work with, the head of the FBI Counterintelligence Division, in charge of all these investigations, testified under oath when Senator Cruz asked her, flat out, were there federal agents involved with January 6th? And she said, quote, Senator, I can't answer that at this time. Not if the answer was definitively no, having been a DOJ FBI guy myself, she would have gone there and said, nope, absolutely not. The reason she said I can't answer that is because of the same stonewalling they gave us during Russiagate with Christopher Steele, Halper, and everybody else. It's the same narrative, and I'm telling you they were there.
So you're saying that she said I can't answer that because the answer is yes, and that would compromise whatever their operation was.
Exactly.